You ever find yourself scrolling through social media, watching other people live their best lives? You know what I'm talking about, right? You're there, in your pajamas, hair a mess, and there's your friend from high school posting yet another picture of their perfect vacation, sipping cocktails on a beach, the sun setting just right, and you're like, wow, must be nice. Meanwhile, you're trying to figure out how to pay your rent, and if you can stretch that last slice of pizza until payday. And then there's that moment. The moment when you realize you've been duped. You start to think, maybe they're just pretending. Maybe their life isn't as perfect as it looks. But deep down, you know it stings. It stings because you want that life. You want the beach, the cocktails, the carefree vibe. But like the fox in that old fable, you start to convince yourself, who needs grapes anyway? They're probably sour. But let's be real. Those grapes look delicious. They're hanging right there, just out of reach, and you can't help but want them. You start to rationalize, I wouldn't even like them that much. They're probably overrated. But it's not true. You want those grapes because they represent everything you're missing. The fun, the freedom, the joy. The truth is, you're not mad at the grapes. You're mad at yourself for not having the courage to reach for them. I mean, think about it. We all have our own grapes, right? That dream job, that relationship, that lifestyle we see others flaunting. And instead of reaching out, we settle. We scroll, we sigh, and we tell ourselves, it's fine, I didn't want that anyway. But deep down, we know we did. We just didn't think we were worthy enough to go for it. It's like we're stuck in this cycle of envy and self-doubt. Here's the kicker. Those grapes, they're not as unattainable as we think. Sure, maybe you're not going to hop on a plane to Bali tomorrow, but what if you took a small step? What if you started saving a little? What if you reached out to that friend who's living their dream and asked for advice? What if you started that side hustle you've been thinking about? But instead, we sit back, arms crossed, and put on this tough exterior, pretending we don't care. We scroll past the posts that make us feel inadequate. But inside, we're screaming, I want that. We're like the fox, trying to convince ourselves that those grapes are overrated when really we're just afraid of failing. And let's be honest, failing is scary. It's uncomfortable, it's messy. But you know what's even messier? Sitting on the sidelines, watching life pass you by while you convince yourself that you don't want what you really do. It's like being at a party where everyone's dancing and you're just standing in the corner, sipping your drink, wishing you had the guts to join in. So what's the moral here? Don't let fear turn you into a fox, dismissing the grapes just because they seem out of reach. Instead, get up, shake off that self-doubt, and take a step toward what you really want. You might just find that those grapes are sweeter than you ever imagined, and if they turn out to be sour, at least you'll know you tried. You'll have a story to tell, a story of courage, of reaching beyond your comfort zone, and of refusing to settle for anything less than what you deserve. So go on, reach for those grapes. You might just surprise yourself. Stop scrolling and start living. Those grapes you're dreaming about, they're not as far as they seem. Take one small step today toward what you really want. Whether it's starting that side hustle, saving for your dream trip, or simply believing in yourself. Follow for more inspiration to help you reach for the life you deserve.